Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So here I have a flashback video. This is of the Visconti Homo Sapiens, and this is the Bronze Age, and I really do like this pen. It's a pen that I've had in my collection for about 7.5 years now. This was always a grail pen for me from the start, like a lot of people. I wanted the Bronze Age. Yes, I wanted the London Fog and the Visconti Opera Master Crimson Tide, which eventually I did pick up. But I really wanted a Bronze Age. It was considered the grail pen for most people. Still is, actually. It's a very understated, black-looking pen. I do actually have my initials on that cap finial there. You see the Bronze Age, it's got a bronze clip here with black paint there. I have always had a little bit of a defect on the writing there under the S. You can see just a slight little bit there. As I turn that, you'll see that there. But other than that, the pen has actually been really, really good to me. It is made of basaltic lava from Mount Etna. And it's a mix of lava and resin ground down to create a very solid material. You can see that this is quite smooth to the touch. The body is showing a little bit more white and pitting. That can happen over time. Typically, though, the more you use it, the more shiny and black that will look. You don't really want to be coating that with like a jeweler's cloth, liquid that is in compound inside that cloth, or any kind of polishing liquid. If you want to polish these, you really just want to use water and just a microfiber cloth. The reason being is that the lava resin is porous or hygroscopic, which means that when you, for instance, like if you're writing with it, the sweat from your hands will get absorbed. Likewise, if you push the section into a ink bottle, you've got to submerge the nib, and when the ink comes up to so far, within 1 to 2 seconds, that ink will get absorbed and dry on the outer layer of that section, and it will be absorbed into the pen, so that when you're writing with it later on, if you have maybe wet, sweaty fingers, that ink will come back out sort of in like a capillary style action, and you'll get wet, inky fingers. So you do need to, when you ink this up, you do need to actually wipe it off with a dry, I normally do a paper towel, then do just a wet paper towel and then another dry paper towel, so that you can get most of that ink off or out of that section quite quickly. It is one of the downsides to the Lava Edition pens, I would say. But this is a really nice pen. It's got the old style 23 cat palladium nib. I bought this with a fine nib, and I think when I bought this 7.5 years ago, I ordered this from Colt Pens. I didn't get it in a sale. I didn't get a discount. I think it was closer to £500. And I think that they didn't have a medium nib, and that's why I bought the fine. I might be wrong, though. I think I might actually definitely be wrong, because I know I had also got the London Fog in a Homo Sapiens, and that was a fine nib, and I really like that fine nib. So I think it's still that they didn't have much stock available. So I did go for the fine nib either way. Really liking this. It is a power vac filling pen. You can unscrew the back here. You pull that power vac knob out and you push it down. You put the pen into the bottle of ink, and then you just do that, and then the ink will rush up into the vac chamber. Screw it down, and there you have it. That is a pen inked up. You don't have an ink window on this. It does have the hook safe lock mechanism, which I really do like. I do like these older 23 cat palladium nibs. They really are nice. Some are more bouncier than others. Some are more stiffer than others. But I do like this pen. I do like the fine nib on this pen. You can also post the cap if you want to. It posts deeply and securely there. I do find that these are a bit back weighted and it's a bit long, so I'm not for that, a cap poster. But I do find that this is a comfortable pen in my hand. I do like writing with this pen a lot. So from that perspective, this is a pen that I do enjoy writing with, and I do ink up from time to time. I do have a Visconti Homo Sapiens Dark Age, which I don't ink up anywhere near as much as this one. I typically like this one more than the Dark Age. I've actually got a Dark Age I can show you here as well, both in the oversize. So the Dark Age has got the black ruthenium trim. The Bronze Age actually has the bronze trim on it. So I do typically write with the Bronze Age rather than the Dark Age more. I still don't write with it as much as I should do. I've had it in my collection for 7.5 years. I do like it though. So I think with that, let's do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have a Marjon Titanium TI-136. We have a Montblanc Writer's Edition, and this is the Le Petit Prince Aviator Solitaire Duet. We have a Montblanc Writer's Edition, and this is the Jules Verne. We have a Montblanc Writer's Edition, and this is the Jane Austen. We have a Parker Duofold Centennial Godwin in silver. We have a Visconti Homo Sapiens, and this is the oversized Bronze Age. We have a Classic Pens CP5 in the vintage, a Classic Pens CP5 in the modern, a Parker Prestige or Duofold Prestige, and this is a ruthenium chisel. And we have a Conway Stewart Centenary, and the overlay or filigree is made by Henry Simpole. So I think let's now go and do a writing sample. So this is the Visconti Homo Sapiens Bronze Age, and it is the oversized, not the midi. The midi was shorter in length and thinner in girth. I got this with a fine, and it's a 23 cat palladium nib. The older style nibs, Visconti have since moved back to 18 cat gold nibs. The ink in here today is diamine, and it is ochre. And this is an ink that I like using with this pen. I know it's a black pen, and I know I typically match ink colors to pens. The way I look at this is a black pen is almost game for any colored ink, not just black, and I don't normally do black inks. Also, the Bronze Age bronze is kind of brown, so I kind of sort of let myself think that I can use a brown ink. So in terms of line variation, I'm definitely getting a Western fine out of this nib. Now, I can push this a bit more and get a Western medium. You can see that there in figure of 8. This nib is quite bouncy. It's not the bounciest of 23 cat palladium nibs, but you can see there is no hard starts or skips. So from that perspective, it's actually quite a nice writing nib. In terms of ink wetness, let's take a look. It is a fine nib, but you can see there that this is quite a wet nib for a fine nib. So I do like writing with this. I've got a lot of pens in my collection. I've got over 300 pens now. So I do struggle to write with all of my pens, but I do try to rotate as many as I can. And you will see from past currently inked videos, I have had this inked up quite a lot, more so than the Dark Age. What do I like? What do I not like about the pen? Well, I still like the pen 7.5 years on. I love that fine nib. I should write with this more. I really do like that fine nib. I think I will write with this some more this week. There really isn't anything I dislike about the pen other than maybe you don't have an ink window in these, so it's always difficult to work out how much ink you've got left in a pen. You do get newer Bronze Age versions that do have ink windows though, so you can see how much ink is in the pen, but it does distract a little bit from the look of the pen. So there you have it. That's my flashback review of the Visconti Homo Sapiens oversized Bronze Age with a fine 23 cat palladium nib. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.